So an 8-rounder scheduled, of course, but Naseem Hamid there in the jazzy green trunks has actually only finished in 6 rounds. 9 wins now, 8 stoppages. Very talented little bantamweight, this fellow. Actually getting up the featherweight, 8 stone 10. Peter Buckley. This is a return fight, actually. Well, he found impressed, he said, Buckley, by Hamid last time, but he still didn't manage to beat him. Moving around a bit, still with Brendan Ingle, of course, of Sheffield, Hamid, but was once with Matchroom Promotions and then Mickey Duff Promotions National for a while, and now joined the Frank Warren camp. So eventually he'll find the right route. Buckley, born in Liverpool. No, I should say he was, the fight with Buckley was in Liverpool, not Buckley was born there. He's flashy, but he gets the job done, Jim, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with that. He's certainly talented, a little bit of strength, a little bit of power. But I like to think of fighters at this stage in their career practicing what they're going to be doing when they get into the higher class. I mean, you can't jump about like this in against a good fighter. And if this is what he's practicing at the moment, I don't think it's doing him well for the future. I mean, he's doing what he likes here. A little bit of showmanship, flashy stuff. But I'd be more impressed if he actually practiced, you know, building a little attack, putting punches together and getting the job done properly. He's all over the place here.
So 2 minutes gone in the opening round. Buckley not throwing much leather back at the moment, so having fought him before, he must know exactly what he thinks is going to happen anyway.
I mean, it's flashy stuff, jumping off the floor and all that kind of stuff. It's, at this level, it's okay. He knows he's a class above Buckley here, but I really feel he should be practicing. You know, he should be getting his moves off, getting a little bit of continuity in his work. He's just jumping all over the place, a little bit messy.
He won't agree with you, Jim, I can tell you that. Coming out for the second. And a lot of fight traders now trying to convince us that Naseem Hamid is going to go all the way. Well, maybe he will. Got some good moves, but from what's been saying, he tends to hop around a little bit, and he won't be able to do it if he moves up to, when he moves up to final class.
I actually like him as a prospect. I think he's got good reflex, he's got good strength, and he can certainly a good variety of punches. But I would just like to see him settle down a little bit and practice, learn the job. I mean, you can't do this when you're with half-decent fighters, walking straight up and no defence, hopping and swaying all over the place.
There's a prints on the trunks there, and he says that I'm about to be kicked. You know, so, well, we might be giving Chris Eubank a bit of trouble in the ego stakes, that keeps up. Buckley's not throwing enough back to him, is he, the judge?
No, well, Buckley's he's a little bit of a kind of tradesman these days. He usually manages to go the distance. He doesn't always think of whether or not he can win when he takes a fight. He likes to put up a good show. But it's maybe more important that he doesn't get himself hurt and goes the distance, then he can maybe work again soon. But not a lot of ambition in Buckley's boxing. He usually manages to mess the other fellow about a little bit.
Yeah, he's been in twice to the champion, Duke McKenzie, and he usually goes the distance. Genuine super bantam, actually, in our 8 stone 10 division, which has just been introduced in British boxing.
And it's untidy stuff from Naseem, and he doesn't have to box like that. I mean, this jumping up in the air when you're throwing a jab, I mean, what great fighters have you seen doing that?
Never. Minute to go in the second.
It's a tasty left hook he's thrown to the rib cage, I'll say that. Nice little left hook to the body.
So he went the course with him last time, Buckley. Maybe he's looking to just stay the distance again, but it's an 8-rounder this time, a bit more money involved. Made up my mind, Jim, whether he's a natural southpaw or not, he isn't, as he just switches that way.
I don't think he's made his mind up either. No, he is a southpaw, all right, but he doesn't worry too much about keeping his feet in the one place, so if he misses with the right hand, he switches to orthodox and can box away and do a little bit of both. It's certainly a good prospect, a good talent. A little bit more application to get the job.
Third round then. Naseem Hamed, obviously well ahead on points here with Peter Buckley. Scheduled for 8. Nice little aside in the corner there. Asked if he had any problems with Peter Buckley, and he said no, but thanks for an inquiry anyway. Which is a rather nice answer, wasn't it, in the corner?
He's certainly a little character. He's going to brighten the game up, that's for sure. We can't really make our mind up about him until we see him in with someone who's got a little bit of ambition. And Buckley just really going through the motions, trying to cut down the punishment, maybe get some rounds behind him. They're throwing very little back.
First fight actually under the Frank Warren banner, who says he has high hopes for him, but well, Barry Hearn said the same and Mickey Duff did, so now we'll find out whether he can produce it. Certainly getting a bit more mature physically now, Hamed, than when he first turned pro at 18. Boxed for 5 national junior amateur titles and Young England. Parents actually came from Yemen, and he was born in Sheffield.
I mean, when I first saw Hamed, I thought he was certainly a little bit special, but I don't see there's a couple of years improvement in him since the first time I saw him.
Say that for the Brendan Ingle Cup, Jim. They certainly produce people with a difference, don't they? You know, the speed of Harold Graham.
Yeah, but they're always in good shape, Brendan Inglis fighters as well. He gets the job done properly. They're always in good shape when they come into the ring. Maybe Hamed just wants to fiddle around for a couple of rounds.
There we go, with the Charlie Chaplin
bit
now. Here comes the left hand. Oh no, didn't he change the act there?
You don't mind a little bit of flash if you come up with the goods, but to me he's just a little bit disjointed here.
He's hitting him with hard enough shots at this stage, Jim, and nothing's happening. I mean, obviously, a collective amount will catch up with Buckley, I'm sure, but
Buckley's blocking that quite a lot. You know, he's with this kind of crossed-armed defence. He's taking some of the sting out of the shots, but he's leaving his forehead open, and Hamed's landing pretty strongly and cleanly on the forehead.
Corners 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 4.
fourth round coming up then. Naseem Ahmed and Peter Buckley.
Nice variety of punches he's got. When he sets himself, gets his balance right, he can certainly let some nice little punches go. Body shots, and that was nice little move, opening Buckley up. And he seems able to do the job when he feels like it.
Well, you can't blame him for being confident about his business, Jim Hamed, but maybe can't be too serious about King at this stage. He's just a young pretender.
Well, the thing is, Reg, if you want to do some flashy stuff in the ring, I mean, it's supposed to be that the crowd enjoy it, and you can hear the applause at the end of the rounds. There's just a little flutter of applause. I don't think that the crowd are really enjoying this. It's one paced, and nothing really out of the ordinary. I mean, for a young kid with a lot of talent, I'm sure he could have this crowd behind him if he was producing something a little bit better.
The ref thought he was slapping with a punch there, Jim. You noticed that he just gestured to him. I don't think he even bothered to look though, Hamed.
Step back! Step back!
As I said, it's one-way traffic.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, okay, Jim, you know, it's not a bad move, but Buckley doesn't like that. No, he's quite upset about that, and I don't blame him. Well, the crowd didn't react too good to that, but what's it all about? Doesn't matter. It's his 10th professional win, and this is the finish, Jim.
Well, Buckley wasn't in any distress whatsoever, but he wasn't coming back with much. He was actually going out of the fight, so either the referee stopped the fight to save him unnecessary punishment, or maybe save the ringside as unnecessary punishment, because it was getting a little bit tedious.